and that moves it up and down. And as a result, we get this. We already have the text drawn just from the normal fill mechanics.
So let me make sure that I'm clear on what we're doing. So I thought I saw a moment ago that there was a wavy text
yes.
filter that you could apply. Was that a built-in?
No, we are defining that here.
And so here we are really creating the wavy text effect using the shaders.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's a category which is filter, generator, or composite. And I don't know if those enforce anything yet, but I imagine they will in the future, because I think I've gotten one to work with another accidentally. You can put them into a group. Right now, if you don't specify a group, it puts them into something called custom. But as more and more people write shaders, I imagine everybody will grab their own namespace, and then so people can share without clashing. And then we give it a name.
To what objects can you apply Vertex shader? Like polygon and what else?
Basically any display object. You just have to have an idea of what the vertices look like.
So if I apply to polygon, I have how many polygons I have defined in the polygon. But if I apply to a rectangle, I only have 4 of them, right?
Right.
And if I apply to a circle?
Who knows? But it's some number of points approximating the shape.
So this is essentially identical to what's built into the SDK, which is that every display object has a path table, but that only gives you 4 vertices. But this is the ability to create as many vertices as you want, placed wherever you want.
That's why I use the polygon. With a rect, I don't know how well I could show it. The thing with the rect is that it'll only be moving 4 points, so you won't be seeing the interior part waving up and down.
Okay.
You'll just be seeing the 2 edges. So it's not terribly exciting. But
so rects aren't as malleable as a polygon.
Right. So it's...
That's interesting, actually.
Well, and that makes sense, right? Because it's almost like it's a predefined primitive shape, whereas a polygon can have, however many points you want, and you can manipulate those points.
Oh, you know what? I think I might have missed this. So I got you. So when you're creating the polygon, you're adding those points. It's not so the points are created before you even deal with the shader.
Right.
Okay, I was thinking you were taking a polygon that only had 4 vertices and using the shader to... Okay, gotcha.
So this one is a polygon of 4 vertices. It's a rect, and as you see, it's pretty stiff.
Yeah.
So that works to give you some sort of motion, waving motion, but it doesn't give you, like, if you were going to do a flag or something like that, you wouldn't get the same effect.
Can you set your display mode to hybrid so we actually can see the points?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Let's see.
Does hybrid display mode do that for polygons? I didn't know that.
I think so.
We're about to find out.
Because I thought it was just a physics thing, but maybe I'm wrong.
And what's the name of it?
It is only a physics thing.
Oh, is it?
Oh, but you know what? If you applied a body to that, we might be able to see it.
Oh man, I didn't have any of this prepared.
Welcome to Ed's world.
It's going to start falling down if I don't.
Can you put some bright pixels at the texture coordinates where the vertices are?
You guys are horrible. Here, would you please just plug in my custom thing that I want you to do?
What?
I'm gonna paste some code to the console in a second. Just give me a second. I'll paste it for you. Okay?
This is like the nightmare Google interview scenario where they stick you in front of a whiteboard and give you a pen.
I'm trying to think of how I would do this now. I could. I suppose I could.
Well, this is the part of the show where the audience learns that everybody here is human. And nobody has any of this stuff built into their brain automatically.
And now we know somebody's ringtone. So I just pasted some stuff into the message console there. And then let me give you one more bit.
That was a completely appropriate ringtone, too. It was kind of like circus music, wasn't it? If somebody juggling.
It was me, but it wasn't the ringtone.
Let's see. Well, okay, so I could make. I'm trying to think of the easiest way to do the color to accentuate the points. And I'd have to write a pixel shader that would. I tried to find where the values are closest to multiples of 1/20, and it's going to be a mess.
I'm going to give you a hint. This is what I always say when I get stuck and people ask me silly things. And I mean, really good ideas on the show. Notice how I changed that. Tell them, that's a great idea. I tell you what, I will release a demo later with that.
Sure.
That's what I'm leaning towards.
Or that's an exercise for the reader.
Or yeah, my other great that's an exercise. Listener.
Yeah. So so if that's going to derail things, let's not worry about that. But let's look at the rest of the example to see what's going on. Because now we at least have the idea that we can take and create a shader that's applying a wavy text effect onto this pre-made object, which I'm assuming is like that image that you created, and it's because it was white text on a white background, and we're looking at an example that's red text on a black background. I'm assuming at some point we're going to apply some other effects to it to get to that point. So we definitely want to see how that works.
I got a question for you too, Steve. When you're
Yeah.
When you're ready for more random questions.
Sure.
Are you okay? So now you're showing us examples where we apply a shader and it runs forever.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done a lot of shader stuff, and so I can't remember. Is it straightforward to remove a shader subsequently to adding one, or to pause a shader? Have you ever had to do that?
A pause only matters if it uses time.
Okay.
You might just pass in
Right.
your own time variable too.
Right. I'm assuming that in this example we're using time.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I think you can just remove it by object.fill.effect equals nil. I believe.
Nil. Mm-mm.
Or you can assign a new one.
So did I understand that what you're saying is you would just go in and change the value of your time? Is that how you would
It
pause
sounds
it
like you
or
would
stop it?
remove the shader entirely. Pausing it,
Oh.
I don't think you can because it's pre-compiled, right?
Well, okay. This is the Corona total time is something we didn't get to last time. It's what's called a uniform, and a uniform, it's basically another word for global. It's shader global, or graphics library global, basically. So Corona is updating a few of these things. There's the total time. There's the delta time, which I have not found a good use for yet. It's the lapse since the last frame. So it's assigned globally at the beginning of the frame or somewhere in the frame, and it's updated each time. There's actually some caveats associated with this, because if you look on the reference card that I posted last time, there's some things about precision. If you have a low-end device, in the fragment shader, you might only be able to get so many values, up to 1024 or something, until problems start. So